Hey guys, how's it going today? I appreciate very much you guys dropping by to check out my content and have a look at this upcoming release of an Adidas UltraBOOST. And it reminds me of something that we looked at recently, which was the Zions, which should be behind me here on the screen already. That was a Zion with a Y, Z-Y-O-N instead of Z-I-O-N, the regular way of spelling Zion. And then here today we've got this upcoming collaboration with the UltraBOOST line from Adidas. And it's a fire looking three set of sneakers in three different colorways, but the same silhouette in all three of those colorways. And there's a lot of little details. It's like any collaboration out there that the brand wants to put a little bit of themselves into the shoe, and they've done it in some pretty subtle ways and in one massive way. So it's a really cool looking sneaker that we can bring you today from the Hyke clothing line collaborating with Adidas. Now it's Hyke, H-Y-K-E instead of H-I-K. So that's where I got that thought with Zion before. Is that extra Y in there instead of an I. And it did remind me of one of my favorite channels that I want to shout out there, which is Hyke and Deep, a great channel from Arkansas in the US, I think, if I remember rightly. And I haven't really had a chance to do comments recently. It's just this whole shutdown stuff, working from home, shooting video from home and all that stuff means I'm behind in my comments. But Hyke and Deep is dropping comments on my videos for me, and I've stayed in touch with them for a very long time. So Hyke sneaker clothing brand, Hyke and Deep sneaker channel, I was going to say a YouTube channel. It's a little tie up there that we can put together. But anyway, let's put all that aside and have a look at these shoes that we're going to be taking care of today, which is a three-set pack of Adidas UltraBOOSTs that are collaborating with the Hyke clothing brand. This is the Talking About It 23 Sneaker Channel, Talking About It 23 Sneaker Channel days. My name is absolutely not there, my name is Mitsuko Sai, and every single day from Tokyo, Japan, I bring you content about upcoming sneaker releases, sneaker news and sneaker reviews. And these guys are upcoming on May 27th, which I think is about 6 days away. Today it's Thursday night, already just midnight, so turning Friday morning. And that means that the drop for these guys, this video will go up on Friday evening, and then the drop for these guys on May the 27th is Thursday next week maybe, so it's not too far away at all. And it was one of those shoes that recently, because I've been shooting at home instead of shooting in the studio, I've been able to sort of shoot videos. Not been able to, I've been forced to shoot videos every single day, one video a day, one video a day, one video a day, which is not how I normally do. I usually do them in batches, but because of that, it means I can be a bit more responsive and find a sneaker like this one today that I didn't see coming, but then all of a sudden it starts to appear on social networking sites and media and internet, all that kind of stuff, and it's like, oh, I can just grab that and run with that. As soon as it pops up, bang, there's a video for it. So there is a silver lining to this whole lockdown, staying at home thing, and this set of three sneakers is one of those silver linings. Now they look pretty simple. What I'll do is I'll run between the three for a couple of seconds behind me here and do that 2-second thing where you can see each sneaker, and you'll be able to see that the silhouettes are very similar, and they, to be honest, they don't look like there's much to talk about. But then it's like, oh, you know what, that's, oh, what, and it turns out there's quite a lot going on in these sneakers, and what I want to do is to take you through each part of those sneakers one by one. So first things first, let's stop on that sneaker there, and what you should be looking at is the blacks, the triple blacks. There is a triple black sneaker in amongst these three here, and what the first thing I want to do is I want to focus on that midsole section that runs the full length in that Boost technology, one of the most comfortable things you can put on the bottom of your feet, and it's particularly interesting the way that it runs the full length, but then also the design goes up into those heel cups at the back. Now those heel cups at the back, I think, are absolutely classic. They were the heel cups on Adidas UltraBOOST 1.0 through 4.0, but then when they brought out the UltraBOOST 19s, they've changed it, and it's kind of a cool heel cup on the UltraBOOST 19s. I quite like it, but it doesn't have that classic feel of the 1.0 through 4.0s, and that's what this is here. It's an uncaged silhouette, but instead of being the uncaged silhouette which has the laces across the top, what they've gone with is straps. We'll get to those straps in a minute, but I want to focus on that full length boost and that heel cup at the back and the speckled effect. So we're looking at the triple black here, and you can see that speckled effect in white through the entire length of the boost and up onto that heel cup. And also you can see the UltraBOOST written in there in a brighter light color. It might be grey, but I think it's white to give it contrast against the more black of the upper. But then if we flip that out and go straight to the white ones, and I say white because there's an an awful lot of black on these white ones, if you know what I mean. The only thing they've changed is the upper material from a black material to a white material, and we'll get into the material in a minute. But what hasn't changed is the full length boost front to back in that black with white speckled effect, and then up onto the heel cup. You can see again the speckles running through it, and again that branding on the lateral side that says UltraBOOST in a light white color to give you contrast against the heel cup. And the reason why I'm kind of doing it that way is because when we look at the tan or brown or whatever you want to call this colorway here, you can see that now the difference with that speckle effect running through the boost, because now it's in a matching brown from above, and then on and up into that heel counter and heel cup, and again with that brown sort of branding in there. So the white, let's say black boost or black upper with white speckles of both of the white and the black variants is taken out and changed up to a brown speckle in there for these. Now, because of that, I really wish when they went with the white ones that they had a white boost with black speckles instead of a black boost with white speckles, because it just makes more sense to me that you have the black shoe with black boost and white speckles, you have the brown shoe with the brown speckles, and then you have the white shoe with the white speckles. That would have made more sense to me, but that's not how they did it. They've done it this way. So two of them black boost white speckles, one of them black boost brown speckles, and then same sort of definition and design all up into that heel cup there. Now I did mention the materials, and we'll zoom in on one of them here, and I think the tans are probably the easiest ones to look at this, because that to me is not prime knit. I've got quite a few prime knit sneakers. I'm going to try and count them right now, but I would guess 8, and that to me doesn't look like prime knit at all. It looks like one of my most disappointing forays into sneakers, which was the NMDR1 Japan pack, which I was expecting to be nicer than it was, and one of the things that was a big letdown on it was the regular basicness of the upper materials, rather than it being something kind of cool to go with that pack effect. And I think I spent quite a lot of money on those shoes. I bought them retail, but they were more expensive than a regular pair of NMDR1s, but they were just a regular pair of NMDR1s. And that upper on those regular pair of NMDR1s reminds me of this upper here. So I don't think we're looking at prime knit. I think we're looking at a regular NMDR1 upper. So that was the material that I said I'd come back to. And then I want to get into that midfoot section. This is the main difference in the silhouette. There are still some differences to come in terms of branding and design and detailing, but in the silhouette itself, this kind of semi-cage effect that's going on, which houses the straps that run 3 times across, once one way back and then once one way again, 3 times across that sort of lacing system area of the shoe. So instead of laces, which you would find on an uncaged or a caged version of the Adidas UltraBOOST 1.0 through 4.0s, here what they've done is they've kind of taken that cage down and to like half the height of a regular cage, and then instead of having laces going across the top, you've got that strap that runs across it as well. Now I'm told that the medial side has some Hyke branding on there, but I haven't been able to find a picture that actually shows the medial side in very clear definition. I do have a picture of the medial side, which will pixelate terribly if I try to zoom in any more than I have right now, and I think I'm right in saying it's the tan ones, because the medial side is very important on this shoe. Somewhere in there is that Hyke branding, and maybe it's, you know, noticeable in this heavily pixelated picture here, but B, the heel counter has, the heel cup has some branding on it, which is unusual on an UltraBOOST 1.0 through 4.0 uncaged or caged, because usually they don't have an additional piece of branding on the inside, on the medial side there, but you should be able to see here, not the trefoil, but the sort of mountain 3 stripes Adidas brand, the more modern version of the 3-stripe Adidas brand, which came out sometime in the early 90s, I would guess, from memory, but not from, you know, knowledge or research. But you should be able to see that on the inside, the medial side of the heel counter. And the key thing is, I've been told, well, I've not been told, I researched it and I found out that according to the drop, that Japan only is going to have something special on that medial side. Now, I don't know if that special thing is the branding you can see here, or if the branding that you can see on the medial side is regular for everybody, and then Japan is going to get something special. I think only on the tan ones, but not on the white and the black ones. So it's something to look forward to, what they're going to do with the medial side branding on the heel cup on one of these. And like I say, I think it's the tan ones. Speaking of branding, we can flip these guys up and have a look down into the insole on here, and the insole has a little bit of detailing in there with that Hyke with a Y branding to go with the brand of collaboration that this is a collaboration with. So According to what I've read, on the medial side you'll find a bit of branding on that strap, and then from what we can see here on the green screen is if you look down on the inside you can see the actual Hyke branding on the inside of these guys. Now if we pan back out and have a look at the shoe as a whole, let's go with the white ones because they've got a they've got a bit of definition because of the white, and it gives you that contrast to be able to see the strap on there, and then also the heel cup, and then the front half where you've got that little bit of black that rolls around the front. You wouldn't normally be able to see that on the black ones, so the white ones it's a lot easier to see on here. So it's a very cool looking sneaker, very interesting sort of update to the UltraBOOST Uncaged. Huge fan of the UltraBOOST Uncaged. In fact, one of my favorite sneakers of all time. Really reluctant to say my favorite sneaker of all time because since I've blown the Jordan 3 Fire Reds, that might be my favorite sneaker. But the sneaker that got me back into sneakers after many years was the Adidas UltraBOOST Uncaged 2017, which is a beautiful shoe. So the Uncaged have a really big place in my heart, and I'm really happy to talk about them. And I'm really happy to bring you guys this collaboration with Hyke. Now the name on this video I put up was something like "Who knows about the Adidas UltraBOOST collaboration with Hyke?" Because I honestly don't know. I don't know if you out there are watching this because you know about this collaboration and you're interested, so you're watching this, or you're watching this because it's like, I've never heard of that. What is the guy talking about? And this is news to me, and I'd love to know which. I'd love to know if people out there already know about this and the Hyke brand is bigger than I know it to be, and so everybody's just like, yeah, whatever. Or if this is the kind of thing that people are like, no, don't know, never heard of it. News to me, fascinating. Thanks for sharing that. It's great to be able to bring something to the channel that nobody knows about, so I'd love to know either way which it is, so hit me up with a comment down below. For now though, it's time for me to sign off, and I've been playing with my sign off a little bit in the last few days, you know, because I think I can make it a bit more personal and speak specifically to people out there and reach out and touch the audience and the viewers out there. So while I do say the same thing at the end of every video, I can at least give it a little bit of oomph and a little bit of emphasis when I say that I do this every single day, and that means that you are guaranteed to see me tomorrow.